Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. If you really like my videos, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button to get the regular updates. In this video, I want to discuss one of the gate question which came in the year 2017. First, let me read out the question, then we will solve it. The values of parameters for stop and wait protocol. So, they are talking about the stop and wait protocol, which is a flow control mechanism, are given below. Bit rate of the channel is equal to 1 Mbps. So, they have given the bandwidth of the channel as 1 Mbps per second. Okay. Propagation delay as 0.75 milliseconds. Okay, they have given the propagation delay as 0.75 milliseconds. Time to process a frame, they have given the processing delay for a frame is 0.25 millisecond. Okay, so this is the processing delay. Number of bytes in the information frame. Number of bytes in the information frame is 1980 bytes. Okay, they have given the length of the frame. Okay, number of bytes in the acknowledgement frame. Even they have given the length of the acknowledgement. Let me write it as LACK, which is 20 bytes. Now, number of overhead bytes in information frame is 20 bytes. So, if you want to carry the information, you need to carry the overhead bytes also. So, 20 bytes is extra for the overhead. So, when we are calculating the anything related to the information frame, we need to add the overhead bytes. Assume that there are no transmission errors. This is very important. They are saying that there is no transmission errors. They are asking the efficiency of stop and wait protocol. Okay, so if you see my earlier videos regarding the stop and wait protocol, we have discussed the derivation for finding the efficiency of stop and wait protocol. I have said that 1 by 1 plus 2a. Am I right or wrong? Where a is propagation delay by transmission delay. When I said that formula will be useful when they does not mention the length of the acknowledgement and the processing delay, all these things. However, if you see that they have mentioned the number of bytes in the acknowledgement, processing frame, everything they mentioned. So, whatever the formula I have said, which came from this one. Am I right or wrong? Because we have to calculate the efficiency of the stop and wait protocol. What is the efficiency? What thing you have done in the useful time by total time. So, the useful time by total time. This one is the total time I have considered when there is no transmission delay for acknowledgement and processing delay for the acknowledgement. Am I right or wrong? But however, they have mentioned this one. So, I have to modify this equation as, but however, in the useful time, we are just sending the one packet. Okay. So, it will be transmission delay for the data plus transmission delay for the acknowledgement, and you obviously you will have the propagation delay whether we are sending the data or the frame, because the propagation delay is d by v, which is distance by velocity. Whether you are sending an acknowledgement, either you are sending a data frame, it does not worry, because it just worry about the distance and the propagation speed. Okay, and you have a processing delay for the acknowledgement. So, if you does not understand this equation, let me tell you in a simple way. The stop and wait protocol, you are sending a frame, means data frame you are sending, and it will take some time to reach. So, this time we will call it as a propagation delay for the packets. So, that's what Tt plus, let me write propagation delay we have, and then you have to transfer the acknowledgement. So, this is the T acknowledgement. Okay, and then also you need to process the acknowledgement. That is what T pros of the acknowledgement. and then once you transfer and propagation, obviously processing will come, then acknowledgement will come. So you don't wait. Otherwise, let me write it. First, after the propagation delay, means entire packet comes, the receiver has to send the acknowledgement. Am I right or wrong? So it has to process the acknowledgement and then it has to transfer the acknowledgement. Whatever the transfer of acknowledgement it is doing, it again has to reach to the sender. So again you will have a propagation delay. So total time you are doing is that transferring a data frame plus propagation delay for that one. You have two propagation delay, so that's why I have written as 2 into propagation delay, and you have a processing delay for the acknowledgement and transfer delay for the acknowledgement. So this is the total time you are taking to transfer a single data frame. So by using this formula, we can easily calculate the efficiency of stop and wait protocol. So let me find out these parameters. Does they mention the transfer delay or the transmission delay? They did not mention, but however, they have given the length and the bandwidth. So we can easily calculate. So let me calculate the transmission delay for the data frame. Let me write this one. Okay. This is what? TT in bracket you can write data to avoid the confusion. Okay. Is it clear? Which is equal to length of the packet by bandwidth. Okay, what is the length of the packet here? Information frame, they are saying that 1980 bytes, and even they mentioned that there will be 20 overhead bytes. So you have to carry the information frame and also the overhead. So totally you will have 2000 bytes you need to carry. This is bytes. Okay, are you able to follow it or not? Then what is the bandwidth? They have given 1 Mbps. Okay, so which is 1 into 10 to the power 6 bits per second. Okay, is it clear? Now if you see that, which is equal to 200, this also I need to convert into bits, because this is the denominator is in bits per second and numerator is in the bytes. So I have to write it as 2000 into 8. Why? 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So 2000 into 8 by 10 power 6 bits per second, you will get 16 into 10 to the power minus 3 seconds. So let me write it as 16 milliseconds. Am I right or wrong? Is it clear? So transmission delay for the data you got it as 16 milliseconds. So let me write here transmission delay for the data I got 16 milliseconds, so that I can erase this one and I can use for computing the other parameters. Okay, is it clear? Now I need to calculate the transmission delay for the acknowledgement. Okay, transmission delay for the acknowledgement is equal to length of the acknowledgement frame by bandwidth. I have already discussed these formulas in detail in my previous videos. Okay. Now what is the length of the frame? They said 20 bytes. So you write it as 20 into 8 because you need to convert into bits. And what is the bandwidth? 1 into 10 to the power 6 bits per second. Okay. So you will get it as 16 into 10 to the power minus 5. Am I right or wrong? You will get 160 by 10 to the power 6. So if you cancel the 0 and this side you will cancel it, you will get 10 to the power 5. So that's why I have written as 16 into 10 to the power minus 5 seconds. But I need to convert everything into milliseconds because the propagation delay they given in the milliseconds, processing delay also they have given milliseconds. So if I convert into milliseconds, I can convert it as 0.16 into 10 to the power minus 3 seconds. So which is equal to 0.16 milliseconds. Am I right or wrong? Okay. So let me write somewhere here. TTAC is equal to 0.16 milliseconds I got. Just I will use all these values for finding it out. the efficiency. Okay, is it clear? And whether they have given the propagation delay? Yeah, they have given the propagation delay directly. We no need to calculate the propagation delay. However, if they does not give the propagation delay directly, if they given the distance between the source and destination and also the velocity or propagation speed, we can calculate the propagation delay. Propagation delay is equal to distance by velocity or distance by propagation speed. However, they have given the propagation delay directly. So we got this value, we got this value, and we got this value. And what is the processing delay for a frame? Even they have given the processing delay as 0.25 milliseconds. So we got all the parameters to compute the efficiency of a stop and wait protocol. What is the efficiency? Transmission delay for the data, which is equal to 16 milliseconds by transmission delay for the data. Again it is 16 milliseconds. Let me write it as 16 only because everything is in the milliseconds only. And what is the transmission delay for the acknowledgement? We got it as 0.16 milliseconds plus 2 into propagation delay. So I have to write it as 2 into 0.75. You can directly write it as 1.5 also, plus, okay, what is the processing delay for a frame is 0.25. If you do it, you will get it as 16 plus 0.16 plus 1.5 plus 0.25. If you do it, you will get it as 17.91. You can verify it also. You can just perform the addition. You will get 17.91 milliseconds, and 16 milliseconds is the transmission delay for the data. If you divide it, you will get 0.8933, which is equal to 89.33% efficiency. Okay, because they have asked us to correct to 2 decimal places, so which is equal to 89.33. You can just verify this one using the calculator, you will get the same value. So the efficiency of the stop and wait protocol is 89.33%, which is the option A. So for this question, the correct answer is option A. I hope you have understood how I solve the question. You just need to know the working process of stop and wait protocol. If you know the working process of the stop and wait protocol, easily you can calculate the efficiency of stop and wait protocol. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you really like the video, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell button. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.